then what Sue does roll call?
Yes.
Do this?
All you have to do is just go right down
Yeah,
the
you
line
went
there.
to
That's
another
all you need to do.
Board Member Yankovic,
Regretfully.
Board Member Reister,
Here.
Board Member Doyle is absent. Board Member DeVore is absent. Board Member Larkin.
Present.
Board Member Lonick is absent. Board Member McClure.
Here.
Board Member Springer.
Here.
And Chair Reagan is absent.
Don't we have to approve the absences?
Make a motion to approve the absence. No, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
You know what you're doing.
I need someone to make a motion to approve the agenda. Mike?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Treasurer's report. Please.
You skipped some stuff. You skipped number 4.
Oh, previous minute.
I don't like that one.
Go out to the money.
I'll make the motion to approve the previous minutes.
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Sue?
Okay. We currently have $280,756. We're starting a new tax collection season. I've collected $40,000 in TIPA revenue from July 1st through July 15. I wanted to let you know, last year TIPA revenues were $410,000. This year I'm expecting more like $440,000. Our captured value went from like 15 million to 17 million. And it's mainly due to IFTs that are expiring, that are going back on the regular roll. So you're going to have an increase in TIPA revenues this year.
Do I have to have a motion?
And question, what was the miscellaneous expense to King Milling for $1,700?
And the parking lot, we pay the taxes on the parking lot. On one of the parking lot right downtown. We've done that for years.
Oh,
Yes.
that was one.
This,
Yes.
Yeah,
this is all down.
okay.
So,
Any other questions? Do we now approve the treasurer's report? Let's make some motions, kids.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
There's our vote.
Pardon?
There's our vote.
It's time for public comments not on the agenda.
No comment.
All in favor of not having any of those? See, you should not have told me to do this.
I just want to say this is going to be the funnest DDA meeting that's probably is.
I can do this. Do we need to talk about South Monroe parking lot?
I have nothing to add.
Okay.
Are the lights fixed?
My understanding are.
What, ours? Yeah. Well, we'll see in the winter.
Yeah.
Only when it's cold out, so it hasn't been that
Yeah,
cold.
my understanding is everything's been fixed.
We'll
At
see.
least that's what Rich has told me.
All those guys came back 3 times, so we'll see when it gets winter if it's.
Yep.
I can say that the directional arrows are working since I brought the complaint to begin with.
Oh, excellent.
Ever since they put them down, I've not yet been caught behind somebody.
It's nice.
So,
Yeah.
and did they do the landscaping back there also?
Yeah.
Downtown plan?
I don't have anything at this time. I think I can start talking about more of that when we come back from our trip tomorrow.
Okay. New business, reconfigure Broadway.
As part of the city's SAW grant program and infrastructure improvements, we're requesting the city council, we already approached the city council about Broadway Street. We're looking at reconfiguring and reorienting the city-owned parking lot located along the southwest intersection of Broadway and Main Street. The proposed reconfiguration of Broadway Street will create a new parking layout enhance the 300 block of West Main. The proposed configuration has been presented to King Milling, and their comments will be incorporated into the final design of City Council's on board, which they are. The benefits of the proposed layout are reduced vehicle conflicts at the Broadway and Main intersection, enhanced adherence of a city-owned parking lot, better integrated into the DDA, creating more functional parking lot with better flow in and around the lot, less semi-traffic at the Broadway and Main intersection, accommodate a larger truck turning area for King Milling. The potential drawbacks to this are there's no through traffic on Broadway between Ottawa and Main Street. We would eliminate the cut through around the Hudson and Main intersection. And we met with King Milling on this, and King Milling truck traffic will have to enter exclusively from the south on Broadway Street through the existing fairgrounds. DPW is going to evaluate with the county to have the potential to have an actuated traffic signal at Bose and Hudson to accommodate King Milling truck traffic and left turns onto Hudson. There will be a cost for this improvement, but it would be beneficial for eastbound Bose traffic as well. DPW will also evaluate the vacation of Broadway Street between Ottawa and the railroad tracks with a permanent utility easement. The vacated street would become the property of the adjacent property owners, in this case King Milling. DPW would approach this is what we're going to be talking to you about a cost share in the landscaping improvements. DPW will continue to work with MDOT for a left-hand turn signal on Main Street to relieve afternoon traffic backups at the Main and Hudson intersection. The plan would be to do this. We would be doing this next year, and it's already the road improvements and everything that's already paid for through the current bond that the city bonded for Broadway. The only cost that really is additional would be the landscaping cost, and we're projecting those around $32,000. And would be asked if the DDA would consider paying for those landscaping improvements. We presented this to City Council on July 5th at their July 5th meeting, and Council was supportive of this. Obviously, they didn't want to do anything on this until the DDA got some buy-in to see if they would be interested in at least putting in the landscaping, the irrigation, and the fencing. We're still having some debate about certain locations for fencing, but it's something that I think would enhance this area of the downtown. In addition, it would address some of King Milling's concerns, and it'll also tie into what we've already budgeted for Broadway Street north of the river, or north of Main Street, to be redone next fiscal year. So we're recommending that the DDA can do this, but obviously wanted to take it to you before we made any decisions.
How is it helping, how is it going to help the traffic situation?
What it will do is it won't allow, basically what it won't do anymore is those trucks won't be able to go down Main.
So they're not going to come up to the light, take a right, and then another right,
Right.
going in.
Yeah, we're trying to divert everything to Bose, is what we're trying to do. Trying to alleviate the downtown of that traffic.
But what happens when the fair moves and something has to happen to that property? And eventually, you're gonna close this off, so no one will be able to come up Broadway from down here, down in the fairground?
Yeah, Broadway would be vacated, yes.
So we're gonna lose those people coming to the downtown. If whatever happens to that property in the future, something may happen to it, you know.
I mean, they still can come on through,
Well, you can go around.
yeah.
And, you know, these,
When you say it's going to be closed, you mean,
Just from the parking lot up to me.
Yeah,
from the tracks,
yeah, you
Yeah.
can, yeah.
or whatever the hours.
okay.
Flip that paper over, Cliff.
Yeah, those, you can still use the parking lot, you just can't drive
There
down
you go.
Broadway.
You just can't go straight through. I mean, it's still.
The one question I have, in the building in front of King Milling, isn't there a weight scale there? Oh, did they take it out? Okay, all right. Because there was at one point,
Yeah,
long time ago.
yeah, no, we took a lot.
Then,
But what about that alley? Why is there, I don't know. Like that little alley there is, and it says the access gate there, why is it gonna be on that side when you can come in from the other side then?
Yeah, honestly, I don't have an answer for that.
Is it Water Street? I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
What
I
that-
thought, Mike, that in that meeting, they said that that alley really isn't public.
Yeah,
domain,
it's
and
King
so
Milling.
Really, people aren't supposed to be using the alley anyways.
Well,
Isn't that part of the buildings?
right,
It's, King Milling owns that, yes.
Yeah,
No, I mean, the rest of the building, the old antique mall. Don't they have some property behind that building?
They have property where they
Right.
can park, but, you know, like a lot of people would use that alley as drive-through there, and technically you weren't supposed to.
Where are they gonna drive? They closed Water Streets.
Well,
you're gonna have to go down Water, yeah, they're gonna have to go down Water for the mills. You can,
isn't water open to,
Yeah.
it's open to a certain point, you're not supposed to go
Right.
all the way down.
yeah. You
I mean,
can
it's
go
open.
behind our buildings over there, but you
Yeah.
can't left turn though from this way.
not supposed to.
Yeah, so that's
Still
gonna
do.
be a hassle too for anybody that lives behind there. They would have to.
You're not supposed to left turn on the water?
And
I do
I think when the city bought this parking lot, so many spots were devoted to the owners of the condos there.
No, that's when our building owned it.
Well, I think when the city bought it, they would designate so many spots to be used.
We never had that after they sold it. It was never told to our building. I'm just telling you, when I was there, what, because they sold it when I was still down there at that building where we had the condos up above.
I'm not familiar with parking
Yeah, I
meters.
know, that was one.
Has there been any thought what you're going to do with the fairgrounds?
Starting to think about it. I have some ideas.
So if the trucks are going to come in from Bowes Road and then down through, it's going to go right through that? Right through that
I
property?
mean, it's doing that now, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so, but if you have something going on later, future down the road, it's
You'll
going to
still be able to
split
keep
that.
Yeah, I mean, it would still be considered a street, so, I mean, yeah. I don't think there's any thought. I think the thought has been to, whatever happens with the fairgrounds is that that'll still remain intact.
Well,
I was
would
just thinking
Ottawa
that,
stay
right.
open?
I'm thinking master plan.
Yeah,
If you had something to plan for that whole area, now you got a road going right through this.
yeah.
what's possible there
Yeah.
on that property? I mean, I'm an advocate of Jim Hall's plan to put a campground there, because to me, that makes all kinds of sense. What else can you
I'd
build
like to
on
see a
that?
permanent farmer's market.
Huh?
But that's just.
The pavilion and all that.
Well, you could do that in the barns on that side and have the camping on the open part.
Yeah, you still can have a campground, I think, on the south, or on the,
Yeah,
south
the
side.
south side.
I think you can still do that. I think that's an option.
I just think the fact that we have two rivers converging in one little town and we make nothing, or I shouldn't say nothing, but we sure aren't making the most of it by any stretch of the imagination.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah,
What is the time frame for the,
2020,
is it, okay,
isn't that what they're shooting for?
so that's another 3 years?
I was just curious, that has really nothing to do with what you're asking
Right.
of us right now, but
No, but I mean,
it just
yeah,
seemed like there'd be a master plan on the whole.
I think we're gonna have to start thinking, the park board's gonna start thinking about that. But it kind of still it just happened recently. They're still doing their park plan right now, so kind of want to get them through that, their master plan for parks first.
Do you need a vote on the 32,000 or just a?
I just want to know if there'd be support at this point. Would there be support in doing this?
Are we gonna lose any parking spots?
No.
in this?
Looks like it gained more.
Actually, I believe you do gain more.
Yeah,
You're not losing any parking.
it looks like more.
Can I get through for support?
And would there be like a
29.
walkway? I know you don't want people walking
This
into,
is
but there should
31.
be a walkway in between where the new ornamental fence and planting there? Because there's parking over here too.
Yeah, you know, there should be a connector, because one of the things I hate with landscape projects, when I've seen these, they don't allow for any public access. You just basically have landscaping and now you're walking over it.
Right.
I've had that happen before and I don't like that, so it would be something that I would recommend that they do.
Like on the south end, you mean?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and maybe on the, well, you know people are gonna be walking from the gas station,
The King Mills,
don't you
all
think?
employees.
Yeah,
And they're gonna wanna cut through.
absolutely. So you might even wanna consider a path through, even off of, off Hudson, here towards Hudson. Just something.
Yeah.
Well, because when Mike has special events at the old theater, that's where a lot of people park. So they've got to be able to walk through there.
But
Yeah.
what's the back parking? How are people going to get to that by where the truck's turning around at?
Through both. Or,
So basically, it's going to be mill people parking. Because
Well,
people
could
aren't going
that
to know
be,
to drive through there.
King Milling, employees parking?
Yeah, that's what they're going to be doing.
Well,
Because we're
according to
gonna
the
take these
paper, we're
spaces.
losing 2 parking
Yeah,
spots.
that's what Mike just said. But it doesn't look like it.
Just laid out a little bit. At least they've got some room to be able to move. When I was watching people trying to back up in that parking lot, it's really tight.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask a question? You know, I've looked at this plan and, I mean, you know, there's the parade and all those other issues that go on to, and what you're gonna do in the future down at the fairgrounds. I think it's really important when you think about ways to get people to Main Street. But my other question is, you know, King Milling, and we're very thankful to have them in this community, and they put a lot of money into this community, but I wonder when the time comes when they have to put a parking lot in for their employees. I think the purpose would be defeated if this was all King Milling people parking in this parking lot. Because your side of town is very shallow.
We
You
don't
don't
have
have a lot of
parking.
parking. You can't afford to lose any, but you gotta create attractive parking as well and safe. But those are just my concerns and
Well,
questions.
the mill runs 24/7. Where do the people park now, in that lot?
Yeah.
They park in that lot. They were parking on Broadway Street with a small lot, and then for a week they couldn't park there for some reason. The orders came down not to park there. So now they're parking back there too, but
Why don't they park where Michigan Wire was at? It's all.
I think they're thinking about that. I think they're leaning towards that.
Yeah, what about our Christmas parade? How are we going to get through? Because we line up at the fairgrounds.
Well, we're not, and we'd have to find a different way to do the parade, which I don't think's a big issue.
Yeah, I'm very leery on not
Maybe we
doing
can line
something
up at
for
Riverside
3 days a
and
year.
get lot.
Yeah, right, no, I
Yeah.
agree with you
Yeah.
on that, Mike, I do, I just,
Yeah.
but when you think about that parade, that's one thing, and if you were to put a really great campground down there, you know, how would we get people to get back uptown? I mean, you'd want to make sure there's a really nice walkway and all of those things, so just
I agree.
little concerns.
Well, the parking lot for the mill employees is certainly something that should be discussed when, because it would be silly to build this and then have it just fill up with employee parking. That's not going to benefit any of the businesses, except for one.
Right, well, I mean, you know, as our town, you know, right now it's energized and we have more and more boutiques and more stores and more restaurants. They're coming in and you gotta have a place for people to park too, so just food for thought. I like the parking lot, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
You gotta remember, we don't have a parking problem. Parking problem is a good thing to have, you want one. And people also have to understand too, this is a downtown district. And I say this over and over again, people think that if they can't park right where they need to go, there's a parking problem.
Right, that's
I
true.
mean, there is adequate parking in the downtown. The thing is, you have to walk. Go to any downtown but that's, any vibrant downtown, you're walking. And that's the mindset we need to get people to think about here.
True, but that side of town is,
I agree.
that's the site, if there was a parking problem, it's that site.
Oh, I don't disagree. There's lack of, the parking is on the other side of the river. I totally agree.
Yep.
But just gotta think of it that, you need to start thinking of it that way.
Well, this back parking, is that on, whose land is that on? Where the trucks turn around in on the diagram?
Well, you couldn't have public parking there, could you?
I know, I'm just wondering whose land that is, because that doesn't look like it's part of the old parking lot. I
Well,
think
it
it went
is.
that close to the
Yes,
track.
I believe that is the current parking lot.
'Cause I
From the lot to the tracks.
don't remember it going that close down.
Well, look on
They're
I
gonna do
mean, I
that.
parked in that for years, and it's right by the office, it's not that part of the tracks.
Yeah, they're just reconfiguring it, but yeah, it's the same area.
Well, if you could do this, couldn't you just change this part of it? So you can get to all of that? Take part of this out.
Same right here. So that you're shrinking over here like this. Well, as far as, you got my support for doing it, I just hope you give every avenue of thought process
Absolutely.
before you close that road off.
Right.
it.
Some walkways.
I think anything we can do to lessen the semi-traffic
Because
on
you have
Main
one
Street
right
is
in
a
front of
good
you.
thing.
Because then you
Open to there.
if you do this, then you can still access.
So do you need a vote of support, or
I just need more consensus at this point.
Mine, yours.
how do you kids feel?
Support?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Larkin?
I just don't like closing off the street, that's all. Fixing up the parking lot, that's fine.
Even if it meant less truck traffic?
Well,
Just,
it's, M21's a state highway. You're gonna have truck traffic, you know?
And part of the problem is when they come off of Hudson and then they're making a right-hand turn just after they get around the corner. That backs
You know,
truck.
if they eliminate all the parking next to the McQueen building, they'd be able to turn easier, but still they should come up Bowes Road, you know? Even if it's closed or not closed.
well, because their truck traffic's going to increase, isn't it? Because now they have even more capacity for storage and stuff.
Yep. Didn't take them long to put those up, did it? That's a great.
I just hope 10 years from now, you don't say, boy, we shouldn't have that road right in the middle of this beautiful land.
Well,
That's how I look at it.
but how?
If you want to do all diamonds there or something, all of a sudden you got a road in the center.
Well, the road's always been.
Well, yeah, but as long as you're doing this, you know, if
A lot of people don't.
you try to figure a different way, but that's just my.
Well, how you gotta be able to bring their trucks in somewhere.
Right,
Hell,
I don't know, that's just.
This is basically so they can turn around and back up easy.
Mhm.
Yeah. When we looked at,
Because if they just came in Bowes Road, they don't have enough room to turn around.
right, when we looked at this, we just thought it was an opportunity to better enhance that area, try and alleviate some concerns. That's why we looked at it this way.
But
all right.
couldn't
So
they
do
just
you feel you have?
Yeah, I
an
think I
answer?
got the message. Yep.
Okay.
We'll probably budget for this in fiscal year 18, so, I'm sorry, fiscal year 19, for the next fiscal year.
Okay.
We're 18 now. So,
Request for funding for the old cable DPW building renovations.
yes. On March 16th, the city approached the DDA for funding to make renovations to the old Lowell cable DPW building to accommodate public functions in the building. The request was made because the Lowell Showboat had recently closed to the public, and the Lowell Chamber of Commerce needed a facility to host community functions. The DDA was approached to support funding for installation of a door that entered out onto the Riverwalk Plaza. $4,000 was requested and approved for this work. Additional funding is being requested at this time to accommodate a requirement by the Cascade Township Building Inspector to modify the facility for public use. Modifications include life safety plan for the facility, installation of exit and emergency lighting, relocating electrical services and switches within the facility, and an emergency exit crash bar on the north door. Quotes for this work have been obtained by D'Agostino Construction, Flat River Electric, and Ford Service Work. The Director of Public Works and Chamber of Commerce requested additional funding in the amount not to exceed $7,000 to complete the work required to open the facility for public use. Listed below that is all of the estimates. The estimates are there. Basically what happened is we actually started cutting the door, and the building official came out. And, I wasn't really dealing with this. This is kind of when all this stuff happened with my chief, and found out that the building official never weighed off on it, and they just went and did it. So since then we've corrected that, and we have to do the same thing that we require anyone else to do. So this does have my recommendation to approve funding in the amount not to exceed $7,000 to meet the building code requirements.
So what other things are they going to do in the building other than this? Will that fix it so you can use it for
Shall we stand on there?
for Santa and all?
Yeah,
that?
that's
The last of the bar, the last couple ones.
Okay.
Yeah, the intent is for Santa, for what they do for Santa and Showboat, for concerts, and River Walk and all that.
Now, once they build the new showboat, will that building then be empty, or could they always use it for something else?
I think the intent is to be able to try and utilize it, find a
Okay.
utilization for it.
It's cold and the kids can wait inside it.
No.
I always want those kids sitting outside.
She wants them freezing, right?
You gotta make them talk.
Nice drive.
This is for the chamber, right?
No,
Well,
it's,
It's a city building, but.
City owns the building.
Chamber functions and whatever.
Chamber rents the south side, the city actually uses the north side of the building.
Listen, it'll be for the concerts.
Santa, concerts,
yeah, it's for the
chamber,
bar.
chamber.
Yeah, chamber.
Is that everything you need though? I mean,
That's all we need.
would that solve everything?
No, it's all something, not everything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Make a motion?
can never say it
I
sounds.
make a motion that we approve up to $7,000 for the renovation.
I'm second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Cool. Member comments? Reports? Nothing? How about a motion to vacate,
Motion
adjourn?
Want to do next meeting?
When is the next meeting, Sue?
Oh, first Thursday after the first Monday.
Do you have a date?
It's in September.
Hang on, I got it. Hang on.
It would be like the 10th.
No, the council
The
meets
second?
September 5th, so
88.
September 7th.
We're adjourned.
Nice job.
Yeah.